What's going on? Man, this is nuts, man. This is another situation where reality and fantasy and celebrity all come together. When people normally say, yo, you my brother, sometimes it depends on who you are and the situation. You say to yourself, hey, this is what it is and this is what it isn't. And situations was pretty bad. When Jazz was in Jazz Prince is the son of James Prince. We all know this. And when she was going through her career, Christina Milian, um, she was in a dark place. You know, she was all over the place, and for somebody to be like she was, as far as getting married, having a baby, and then turn around and get in a divorce after seeing that that person was cheating, you know, it don't surprise me about Christina. In other words, she's pretty much Hollywood. She knows, like, look, this is probably the game for me. This is how it's gonna go. And some guys who are young, this is it for them. This is young love, and they believe, this is what it really is. And Jazz loved him. I mean, he loved her. He would not have done or reached out and did the things he did for Christina if he didn't love her. He proposed to her, bought her a ring and everything. So the humiliation would be on him, but for her, I'm more disappointed because you got a child, who's about 3 or 4 years old at the time, and you're, doing this, bringing your child and getting, bringing them around something that in your book isn't real, or it's more like games. Now, on the other side, there's Little Wayne. And, it's always the cliche, right? Here we go again. You know, it's like, what? Because it was shortly, and I do mean shortly, after her and the game, I mean, the dream separated, she was with, I turned around and Christina was with Jazz Prince. It was, and people thought, like, man, that was quick. Like, she don't waste no time. She just came out of a marriage and she seemed to be all together with him, and man, they was doing what they normally do. So everything seemed good between the two. Like, they loved each other, and but you know, she always claims that it's not her fault. Most women don't. They don't ever see things as their fault. And Little Wayne, what about him? Well, After a 9-month marriage, let that sink in. 9 months marriage, 4-month-old daughter. She wanted out of the marriage. She already got a kid. She got that. Had she stayed with the dream and worked things out, she would have had a lot more. But she wanted to leave. Now, how long were they dating before she got pregnant? 6 months. So, there you have it. A producer. Now, Lil Wayne tried to get up with her many years ago. So that the story is claimed. That Lil Wayne, 12 years beforehand, when she was out early on, he was trying to get up with her. Got her number, started trying to contact her like he wanted to do work, but he just wanted to get up with Christina. Always wanted Christina. Did all this clamoring so that he can get up with Christina. Mm, mm, mm. Now, Drake was discovered by Jazz Prince, who saw him on MySpace, and at the time, he was in college. He discovered Drake, brought him to his dad, James Prince, who they managed to get this deal worked out with, and they could have took him to Jay-Z. Like he said, I could have took him to Jay-Z. I thought it'd be best to keep him near home, and I've got him with Cash Money, with Lil Wayne and all those guys, because he wanted to work with them, and that was that. Wayne had heard him and was like, "Hey, that guy is something." So it was like the perfect match. Not to mention, Lil Wayne was like family to them. Like he came and did songs for James Prince for free. Did songs for them. It was all love. He never asked for no money. He came over and did some work for his strap for free. James Prince had a condom factory company or whatever, and he had like an unveiling on his ranch. Lil Wayne came all the way down, and he was there on the ranch for that presentation. So all of a sudden, just out of the blue, you know, Lil Wayne's interest in Christina and Christina's interest in Lil Wayne started to grow as Drake's popularity is starting to rise. And now all of a sudden there's a problem on the business side with, Cash Money giving James Prince and them their cut. And then on the personal side, you're starting to see a problem as Jazz was, for some reason wasn't allowed to be on the tour. It was like, what? That was out of the blue. Then, things turned ugly. Cause the second time around, like he was kicked completely out, like no Jazz Prince around and this and this, and they couldn't figure it out. Jazz never went on the second tour, so it was something that was going on that was, that wasn't right. And then they tried to dominate, the whole thing and try to control it and try to show power, over his son, which wasn't cool at all. And it was all because she's now switched and now she's dating Lil Wayne and trying to keep that quiet or separated at the time when Jazz is a very private person. He knew what was going on, and she tried to make it look as if he was cheating on her. That's why she had to step away and go and do her private thing, make it a release and put that out first, then go over there to Lil Wayne. And they were engaged. So that presented a big problem. But James Prince didn't get involved until, he heard Lil Wayne make a record. Lil Wayne was feeling himself. He got Christina. He right where he want to be. Oh, he's big and boasting in. Chest is out. He's doing right what he want to do. And he decided to go and do some type of freestyle in the booth. And he was just feeling, the way he felt, it was very bad and poor decision on him to do what he did. And everybody, like, Baby told him that was the wrong thing to do. Baby's like, that's wrong. When he started saying something about, F the prince, y'all need a king, F the prince. So once he said that, attitudes changed. People were not happy with the way he decided to go about doing it. Now, Jazz is he's a very personable guy. He reminds me a lot of his dad, where they keep things to the chest. They handle it like men. And that's how it's supposed to go. And when you have a problem, you take it up with that person. You don't let this thing escalate. Now, it's a lot of stuff that was going down because you had a lot of people involved, and it was all about some money, former relationships, people been fired, like Tez and everybody else claiming they owed money here, owed money there. And then Jazz was like, Cash Money owed me $4 million and they ain't trying to pay me. So there's a lot of this goofiness going on behind the scenes. And it's tied into even worse. You got y'all fighting over a doggone girl. A girl that then bounced around from guy to guy to guy. And the person that was with you the most, Jazz, you basically screwed him over and went with Lil Wayne, thinking that, the grass was greener. And caused all this rift. Now, here's the situation in the way I see it. Lil Wayne, who was running scared because he thought Jazz was going to catch up to him. So he had extra security, everybody get them up out the way and all this stuff. Like, look, I want them up out of here. I don't want them near me. Back them up. Can't have them around me. It's too much pressure. But my thing is, where was Christina Milian when all this was going on? She was right there, not caring how she didn't cause a rift between two people who were like cool. They were like brothers. So when this whole situation, went the way it did, Jazz, I don't think never forgave Lil Wayne for what he did. Even though the girl gone, you done messed up with him, bruh. And even if his dad do work with you, as far as him, you screwed up. And I wouldn't want to be cool with nobody like that. Because when I ain't never did nothing to you, really, bro, and Wayne deserved to have hands put on him for that. Just for the disrespect factor that we brothers and I brought you in my home. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, you come to my dad when baby don't want to pay you your money. You see how karma work? That money was low. She was out the door. And she's out there with a 4-year-old daughter at the time. And she's just jumping from dude to dude. That's not something you wanna the image you wanna just show your daughter. You know, but it is what it is. She had became accustomed to a lifestyle, and she was at the point where she wanted to do anything to try to stay in that light long after she was gone. And her time had come and gone. And they had spent all that money saying, we ain't gonna get nowhere with her. So they didn't know which direction to pull her in. And it just wasn't working out. So they do the next best thing. Hoeing. Keeping themselves linking on to anybody that's hot that want to sleep with them. They pick one out, start sleeping with them, trying to get close to them to get what they want out of them. So this is what I'm saying. I never if it's a problem over a girl, you can have that girl. You know, at the end of the day, I'm not gonna let a girl put a wedge in between me and my boys. Girl tried to do that before. Girls love that. Because girls, they get off on drama and having men fight over them. It's been happening since the beginning of time. Women create a situation just to see two men go to war over her. They get turned on by that stuff. It's foolery. But you get to the point where you too grown and you're above the nonsense. But shoot, when I was 21, are you kidding? I was all for the nonsense. Anybody trying to come at my girl, I was all for that nonsense. So it's a whole different level of respect when it goes in that faction. You know, like we're doing it this way for this reason. Whole different levels. So, I mean, to this day, I don't even know if Jazz even talks to him. And I mean, it's over now. Wayne realized how stupid he was, but hey, it's already over with now. So, you know, he learned the hard way. Grass ain't always greener on the other side, buddy. That song Tina, what he's talking about, Tina Turner. He took Tina Turner from the Prince and all that. Yeah, that's Wayne being Wayne. And Drake was in the middle of it. Like I didn't already took a chick, but at that time he had. Did Drake take the girl from him yet? I think he did, cause I mentioned that before. But that was some year. That might have been some years later. I don't know. I can't get that. But Drake had took one of his girls. I mean, we know about it now, but I did make the video before. Drake actually admitted to doing that when he told Wayne in jail. And Wayne actually cried. Like he loved that girl for some reason. It was like, dude, the chick from the Officer video? You like her? I did not know that. Sorry about that, but that chick was, hmm, you liked her like that, huh? Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here, man. My Cash App is Carcino. We do have more animated videos coming. You know, they're working on it. You know, all of you guys' support is helping that come true. Everybody in the Patreon, you know, you guys have been showing nothing but love to the page. So I'm definitely going to keep updating things for you and hitting you with stuff that we just cannot do here. Um, with that being said, I am out. Peace.